Once again, this is another article. It says Global Smart ID for all UK citizens, because they plan on start doing this in the United Kingdom as well as the USA, because the US and United Kingdom is at one with this. Basically, here's your new world order, prepping you for new world order, getting you ready to accept the RFID microchip. But here's an active post, Monday, September 16, 2013. And this guy, Julie, it says, I hope by now I'm starting to get through to people about online identity management, because here in the UK, a whole lot of folk are about to be forced to sign their life over to an identity provider, which is the biometric database system. The UK government has decided to host all of its public service online to fulfill the digital by default strategy. It says to fulfill the digital by default strategy. The government digital strategy is now expected to be up and running by April 2014. Now here's another article showing you that this database system is going to be up and running starting April 2014. 5 companies have been chosen to provide identity management for the UK citizens, one of which, the post office, will serve as registration centers for biometric smart ID enrollment. So you're going to have to go to your nearest post office in order to get to register to this, to the biometric database system, to get your smart ID. You know, you won't be able to mail no packages out unless you got your smart ID. It says, when I try to tell people about this and how it's a global scam, they just don't seem to hear me. I can only think that the power of the media is responsible. They simply aren't informing the public properly about this matter. So because you're only hearing it from me, it perhaps doesn't seem as real. Over and out. Shalawam.
Welcome to the Post Office step-by-step video, which demonstrates a new, quick and simple service to help you with your biometric enrolment application. Don't forget to bring your biometric notification letter from the UK Border Agency, including the personal barcode letter, as we cannot process your application without these documents. If you don't have a barcode letter, simply contact the UK Border Agency, who will be happy to help. Also, please ensure that you have cash or a debit card with you to pay for the service, as we cannot accept credit cards for this service. When you get to the post office, you can go straight to our biometric booth. If you're unsure where to go, you can ask a member of our branch staff who are there to help you. Our branch staff will scan your barcode and check your name and date of birth. Then they'll take your photo. The agent will indicate where to stand for your digital picture to be taken. To comply with regulations, we'll ask you to do the following. Close the curtains behind you to ensure your digital picture is captured clearly in one take. It also provides you with privacy, as you'll be asked to remove items such as glasses and headwear. Our enrolment agent will be behind a glass screen throughout the whole process and will inform you of where to stand and where to look for your picture to be taken correctly. You'll then be asked to place the 4 fingers of your right hand on the biometric machine pads to be scanned, followed by the thumb of your right hand. Once you've pressed firmly on the biometric pad, your fingerprints will appear on our agent's screen. Then you'll need to repeat this process with your left hand. Finally, we'll need your digital signature. Using the special pen provided in the machine, sign your signature on the pad on the right-hand side. Now our agent will take your payment. You'll need to pay with cash or a debit card, as we cannot take credit cards for this service. Your biometric enrolment application is now complete. It's that simple. We provide you with a receipt which you must keep safe and confirm that all your information is sent securely to the UK Border Agency, who will process your application and write back to you with their final decision. Thank you for choosing the Post Office.
All right, here's another article from Science Daily, Science News, Biometric, Tell Me by the Way I Walk. Now, this article is based about the biometrics, but it gets a little more details about what is biometrics. June 10th, 2008, biometrics is commonly associated retinal scans, iris recognition, and DNA databases. But researchers in India are working on another form of biometric that could allow law enforcement agencies and airport security to recognize suspects based on the way they were. Their characteristics gate, the team has revealed details of a comprehensive framework for gait recognition by computer. Now, basically what it's saying is that they basically trying to identify you even they basically trying to identify you soon as you walk into the business, soon as you walk into their company. Like if you walking into a bank, they can identify you by your characteristics, the way you walk, which is your gait. You know, the way and basically your characteristics is what? Basically, like your face features, facial recognition as well. And also, you don't have to be up and close. They could actually, with this technology right here, they talking about when you walk into their business, they can actually find out who you are from all like once they find out who you are, when you walk into one business, every other store or wherever you go, they could immediately find out who you are by just the way you walk and from your characteristics of like if you got pimples on your face or, you know, a mole, dimples. So it says, let me go jot down. It says, they point out that a camera, which a side view, can record a set of key frames or stances as a person heads for the security desk at an airport, military installation, or bank. For instance, key frames over a person's complete walk cycle can then be converted into silhouette form of statistical analysts using so-called Shannon entropy, together with height measurement and the periodicity of the gait used to classify the person's gait. See? Showing you that what? They can actually pick you up right when you walk into the store and find out your name, who you are. It says the gait of individuals checking. Let me read that again. The gait of individuals checking in at an airport could then be compared with the database, which is the database system, biometric database system. You know, especially if you registered to it. It says perhaps even before they enter the airport concourse. Such data compared with CCTV footage might also be used to track suspect terrorists or criminals who may otherwise be discussing their features or be carrying forged documents. The researchers emphasize that gait recognition has a significant advantage over more well-known biometrics, such as fingerprinting and iris scanning. Now, iris scanning is the scanning of your eye. That's what iris scanning is. It says iris scanning in that it is entirely unobtrusive and can be used to identify an individual potentially from a considerable distance. Right, so now it can pick you up from a distance, just like in a movie or something. It says the ability to identify a possible threat from a distance gives personnel a longer time frame in which to react before a possible suspect becomes a real threat, the researchers say. It says they carry out initial tests on 20 people recorded walk in a straight line at normal speed and stride back and forth in front of a video camera placed particularly to their path. They obtain good recognition rates using the Shannon entropy equation and the individual's height. Recognition performance of the system was sensitive to change in big viewing angles above 10 degrees, but was reasonably robust even when the individuals change walking speed. But that's it. Basically, this article is just a little more details about biometrics. All right, Shalawam.
You're a big giant hard drive. That is neither a euphemism nor is it an insult. All the data about what makes you you is stored inside of you on DNA, and that's a lot of complex information in a very tiny space. Almost every cell in your body has a DNA strand in it. So that kind of makes DNA the ultimate storage medium. So how do I get my torrents on it? Well, you can't yet, but some scientists are actually working on just that. Nick Goldman and Ewan Burney work at the European Bioinformatics Institute, and they managed to get all of Shakespeare's sonnets, a recording of Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream, a photo of their lab, and a research paper all onto a strand of DNA that's barely visible in a test tube. And then they got a computer to play it back. How the heck did they do this black magic? Okay, well, bear with me here. Binary code is all ones and zeros. Computers read this huge string of ones and zeros and they assemble it into a file. DNA is a huge string too, but instead of ones and zeros, it's chemicals, guanine, cytosine, adenine, and thymine. G-C-A-T. The guys basically just made each of these chemicals represent a 1 or a 0. Boom. New file structure. And because they have 4 building blocks to work with instead of 2, they even built some redundancy into the files. So, you know, scratch a DVD or get a bad sector on a hard drive and you're toast. But by making it so no chemical ever repeats in a sequence, no 2 guanines in a row, for instance, if one goes bad, you can tell what's missing and replace it. And then, just to show off, they also found a way to encode it so the file is readable forwards and backwards. Well played, dudes. So how much data are we talking about here? Well, how about storing 150,000 DVDs worth of files in a space the size of your little finger? If you consider that all 5 seasons of Breaking Bad fit onto 22 DVDs, including extras, that is a lot of data. Now, all of the data the entire internet transmits in a month, everything everyone does on the internet fits in 2 pounds of DNA. Now, you've got 6 picograms of DNA in each one of your cells. You got an average of 10 to the 14th power cells in the human body, so you've got 600 grams of DNA in you. That's about a pound. So the amount of DNA it takes you and a friend to exist would cover roughly all of the internet activity in the world for 30 days. So obviously, give me this magic hard drive, right? Well, not just yet. It costs anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000 to synthesize DNA right now, and sequencing it costs about as much. So to be practical as a commercial product, we'd need the process to cost less than 1% of what it costs now, and we'd need that to happen within the next 50 years. Because inflation and stuff. And of course, once we've all got DNA sequencers in our house, I'm sure that we'll have bigger issues on our minds than how much music we can store on it. Like, you know, changing our own genetic makeup on the fly. Little things like that. Man, things are gonna get so crazy in the next few decades. Let me know what technology you are looking forward to the most. And subscribe if you haven't yet, because we do these twice a day. All the Criterion collection here, and then I would hide a Kesha album here because I don't want anybody to know.
Hi, I'm the fingerprint guy, and today I'm going to show you how to use the fingerprint sensor on the HP DV3000. You see that little glossy black strip right there? That's the fingerprint sensor, and it's going to make your life a little easier and a whole lot more secure. So first we're going to get it all set up, and then I'm going to show you how to use some of the awesome features like logging onto websites and switching users, and protecting your family's data with just the swipe of your finger. So the fingerprint sensor just sits there. Hello? How do I use you? Well, it's all really easy once you know what you're doing. Oh yeah, and in case you're worried about somebody stealing your fingerprint, don't. A picture of your finger is never saved, so no one can ever steal it. Only your real finger can get you in. But before we can enjoy all this finger power goodness, first we've got to link our finger with our user account. It's called enrolling. And once you've enrolled, whenever the computer needs to know who you are, all you got to do is swipe your finger. Instead of picking up your laptop and reading the passwords that you write off the sticky notes on the back. Look, admit it. Who can remember all those passwords? So we write them on sticky notes, stick them on the back of our laptops. Dumb, but we all do it. So, let's get started. Alright, so put your finger on top of the sensor and swipe lightly. Just cover and swipe. It's real easy. And that'll bring up the fingerprint enrollment wizard. If somebody's tried to enroll before, you might have to access this wizard through the start menu. So now I'll just follow the wizard. Hit next, enter my password, hit next again, and then I'll bring up the practice screen. We'll skip that, and we'll move right on to enrolling. So now I'll just pick a finger. I'll choose my right index finger, so I'll select it. And now, wizard will ask me to swipe my finger a few times, so let's try it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, all good, nice beeps. So now the wizard wants another finger. While it's always a good idea to enroll a second finger, I'm just going to click next, and then click finish to move on with the show. So, now's a good time to tear up those sticky notes, the little itsy bitsy tiny little pieces, because you're not going to need them anymore. Okay, since this PC already knows my finger, it's time for the real fun. I logged out, check it out, and Windows is asking for my finger at login. Just simply cover and swipe. Worked on the first try, as usual, and I'm logged in. So, the coolest feature is the Fingerprint Logon Manager. It lets you use your finger to log on to all kinds of programs and websites. Forget about remembering all those passwords. I hope the sticky note guy doesn't sue me. So, I'll set it up to use my finger to log on to my Gmail. So at the logon screen, I simply swipe my finger, and that should bring up the Create Fingerprint Logon. Simply type my username and password. See how the highlighted fields correspond? Pretty cool, huh? Now I hit OK, and I can use my finger to log on to my Gmail. Let's check it out. Hey Gmail, and it's asking for my finger, so I simply swipe, and I'm in. Awesome. So now you can set up fingerprint.
All right, once again, I hope those videos was enjoying to watch. I played one of them twice, you know, if you watch the part 1, and in this part right here, I played it again because they go hand in hand with that article about the post office. But I just want to tackle and get back into the scriptures about this, about the mark of the beast. And I'm gonna start with Revelation chapter 20, verse 4. It says, "And I saw thrones, and they sat, Salakia, and I saw thrones, and they sat upon them. The judge and judgments was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahawashi." Now, going back into this mark of the beast. Now, you had the heads, meaning what it's talking about is that you have some brothers that didn't take the chip, you know, that's not going to take the chip, and they're going to be beheaded, you know, because they're not going to denounce that Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is our true and living power, and they're not going to accept this chip. So I'm going to bring it back. "And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgments was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahawashi, and for the word of Yahweh, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither have received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. And they lived and reigned with Yahawashi 1,000 years." Now, because we all know right now, this is going to be the second death when these thermonuclear missiles hit America and hit all these other places here in the world. But this is the second death. So you know what I mean? But I ain't get into that. But let's keep moving on. This is Revelation chapter 16, verse 1. "And I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the 7 angels, Go your ways, and pour out the vials of the wrath of the Heavenly Father upon the earth," which is the thermonuclear missiles that's going to be here, that's going to hit America. It says, "And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worship his image. So showing you that, look, for you people that out there, for the people that out there that take this RFID chip, the mark of the beast, the incision, charagma inside their hand, you're gonna be put to death, man. The Lord will have you, even if you know, because if you, like we was getting into before, if you don't accept this mark of the beast, the RFID chip, you won't be able to buy nor sell. But for those that do accept it, they're gonna be continuing to live their regular life. You know, they're gonna be it's still part of the world. They're able to still do everything they would like to do. They have not suffering. But the Lord gonna leave your ass either for them concentration camps, or mainly like what he's saying right here in Revelation 16, 1-2, is that what? He's gonna leave you here until the nukes come, and the nukes gonna burn your ass up, man. So I'm gonna read verse 2 again. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worship his image. Right, and for those motherfuckers that believe in that white Jesus shit, Cesare Borgia, you know. So this is Revelation chapter 15 verse 1. And I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having the 7 last plagues, for in them is filled with the wrath of the Most High. And I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast. Right, so John seen the vision where he saw the men getting the victory over the so-called white man. Also the mark of the beast, for them not accepting it. It says, verse 2, and I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name. It says, stand on the sea of glass, having the heart of the Most High. Because the ones, the elect, the chosen men, the elect that's not going to accept this mark of the beast is going to get the victory over this white man. It's going to get the victory over the mark of the beast. It's not going to accept it, man. Because once you get that implanted inside your arm, your ass is grass, man. Your ass is grass, man. You finished, man. You finished. One more scripture. This is Revelation chapter 14 verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels, and in the presence of the Lamb, which is Yahawah. So you take the RFID chip, your ass is finished, man. You're going to drink that cup of wine that the Lord, his indignation, his righteous anger, that he going to pour upon America. And with that, I leave you brothers with that. Shalawam. Prayer, all glory, prayers go to the Heavenly Father, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Double honors to the Elders of GMS that rule well. And much love and prayers to you brothers out there that's teaching this truth and sincerity. To the elect. Shalawam.
whole agenda is to create a one-world government where everybody has an RFID chip implanted in them. All money is to be in those chips, right? There'll be no more cash. And this is given straight from Rockefeller himself. This is what they want to accomplish. And all money will be in your chips. And so instead of having cash, anytime you have money in your chip, they can take out whatever they want to take out whenever they want to. If they say you owe us this much money in taxes, they just deduct it out of your chip digitally. Total control. And if you're like me or you, and you're protesting what they're doing, they can just turn off your chip. And you have nothing. You can't buy food. You can't do anything. It's total control of the people.
And that chip's connected to a database that has your purchasing records, what you do.
Everything is in there, you know? And so they want a one-world government controlled by them, everybody being chipped, all your money in those chips, and they control the chips, and they control people, and you become a slave. You become a serf to these people. That's their goal. That's their intentions.